Hello, everyone. Hello, chat. Hello to the panel. So before we start our show, we just wanted to maybe just make a little quick announcement to implore you. Our good friends at Twitter have taken away our broadcasting privileges. We use a lovely program called Restream. It's made by Ukrainians. But unfortunately, we have to start paying for Twitter if we want to broadcast there, and we don't want to give Elon his blood money for content. So we're left in the position where a lot of our viewers who normally would watch on Twitter no longer watch, and they're not really aware of what we do on YouTube. We kind of started on Twitter. So if you guys could just like spread the word, like the stream, like the stream, subscribe to Tochnyi, the channel. And just, let people know that we exist, that we're doing weekly broadcasts at 2100 Kyiv time, and that, we always have a good panel for you guys to provide accurate analysis about Ukraine. So I think with that, we can start the show. Erlen, any other pre-show announcements you want to cover?
No, well, it's a good show. I think some new guys will be introduced, and really happy to do so, and looking forward to it.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be a good show. So we, as Erlen said, we have a good show for you today. We'll go ahead and get started. First, I'll start with the news, the international news. Then we'll go to what I'm sure will be a big topic this week, and much bigger than normal. It's German aid to Ukraine's report. That'll be followed by an orbat of the Kursk situation, or like an overview of the military situation in Kursk with our contributor, Lovely Lad. Very happy to have him here today. And we'll also be joined by one of our new contributors, Brendan, or one of our new people who work with Andrew, I should say. And he had an article that he published on Tochnyi.info, and you guys should go check it out. But he'll present some material from that article.
By the way, it's not yet out on Tochnyi, but it's on Substack, and we'll figure out a way to put it out on our channels as well.
Gotcha. And we'll get the link up for you guys in chat. Okay, so without, and I think that's everything today. Is that right, Erlen?
Yeah, and then Q&A, Colby's in the panel, so
Yeah, beautiful.
I guess there's going to be questions for many of the people in the panel, so yeah, it'll be good.
Yeah, good panel, good show. Looking forward to it. So I think without any further delay, I'll go ahead and jump into the news. Military counterintelligence officers of the Security Service of Ukraine, in cooperation with the nation's defense forces, destroyed a Russian Kosta radar in Zaporizhia Oblast. The radar station is essential for monitoring Ukrainian airspace in the Russian air defense network and costs around $60 million. The Russian forces kept this crucial radar well concealed and mobile behind front lines. However, Ukraine's SSU, the 13th Intelligence Department, succeeded in locating and destroying the radar. They achieved this with the help of equipment funded by donations to the Come Back Alive Foundation, which provided tools for tracking and targeting enemy radars. Since the conflict has started, the full-scale invasion in 2022, Ukrainian security forces have eliminated numerous Russian air defense and electronic warfare assets, including radars, and expressed gratitude towards the civilians who have fundraised for the military. Overnight on August 18th, Russian southern regions experienced drone attacks, including an incident where a drone's debris ignited a fire at a diesel fuel depot in southeastern Rostov Oblast. The regional governor reported deploying a firefighting train and confirmed that no injuries at the site were reported. The site's in Proletarsk. Meanwhile, Ukraine's general staff claimed responsibility for a strike on the Kavkaz plant in Rostov, which stored oil products for the Russian military. The Russian Ministry of Defense stated that 5 drones were intercepted over Belgorod, Kursk, and Rostov, with additional UAVs down over Belgorod, and that they said the drone incursions have becoming more regular and intense since the Kursk invasion. Russia has reportedly redeployed several thousand troops from territories it occupies in Ukraine to Kursk Oblast in reaction to Ukraine's advancing military offensive. The U.S. is evaluating the scale of the troop movement, which includes multiple brigades and consists of at least 1,000 soldiers. According to John Kirby, the White House National Security Communications Advisor, the strategic shift is aimed at countering Ukrainian operations, but so far doesn't signify a significant withdrawal from ongoing conflicts in northeastern or southern Ukraine. Basically, they said it's not a significant movement of troops yet that would indicate like a serious strategic shift. Further intelligence indicates that Russia's reinforcements in Kursk may involve less experienced conscripts rather than more seasoned units from occupied territory. Personnel from the Leningrad military district and Kaliningrad have been moved into Kursk, and there are concerns among U.S. officials, according to Kirby, that by redirecting some of its elite forces to Kursk, Ukraine might not have forces on hand to stop any advances from Russia in occupied territory. Ukrainian defense forces have reportedly damaged a crucial bridge over the same river in Zvane in Russia's Kursk Oblast, affecting a key supply route for Russian forces. The bridge damage is visible through images showing a large hole, and it's rendered it unsuitable for military transport. Only one bridge now remains functional for Russian military logistics in the Glushovsky district at Karza village. This attack, which is part of Ukraine's incursion into Kursk Oblast, which began, the full attack began on August 6th, utilized a HIMARS missile. I assume that's ATACMS, but, there may be...
GMLRS, Joseph.
That's what I thought, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, they used Gimlers, and the commander of the Ukrainian Air Force, Mykola Oleschuk, confirmed the strike and noted the role of Ukrainian aviation in targeting Russian logistical capabilities, which he stated significantly impacts the logistics situation. The situation in Kursk has, well, this is all just, I try to eliminate some of that background stuff before the broadcast. So yeah, it's this bridge. Maybe we'll talk about it a little more. It seems pretty significant, though. Next item. The Ukrainian Air Force recently targeted Russian military assets in Tyotkino, a village in the Kursk region, as part of its ongoing military operation. The strike was reported in the Sonyashink Telegram channel, known for its affiliations with Ukrainian aviation. The targeted facilities included command and observation posts, as well as a hangar containing military equipment. The channel highlighted the effectiveness of the strike, noting that despite Russian efforts to conceal their hangar, Ukrainian forces were able to execute the attack. Tyotkino, which is situated in the Glushkovsky district, is outside the main area of Ukrainian ground operations in Kursk, which is concentrated in the Sudzansky district. Previously in March, the village saw, we saw it in the news, this village, when the Freedom of Russia Legion managed to capture part of the village during limited raids. The recent airstrike continues to demonstrate the focus of the village in terms of Russian military logistics for surrounding areas. Russian forces recently reported the loss of a Ka-52 attack helicopter along with its crew in the Kursk region. The incident involved the downing of the helicopter by a man-portable air defense system. It was initially reported by a Russian aviation-focused propagandist, Ilya Tumanov. Further confirmation came from other sources, including Zemtsov, who covers Russian aviation activities. This marks the second such loss for Russian aviation in the area within a short period, I want to say within a week. A previous incident on August 6th involved another Ka-52 helicopter that crash landed from an anti-aircraft missile, and this resulted in the death of the helicopter's commander and injuries to the navigator, who was hospitalized. I think that was the previous one. I don't think it's we don't know what happened to the pilot in this case. Photos circulating on social media have depicted dramatic scenes of the helicopters, including images of a burning helicopter crash site. Notably, the Ka-52, despite being equipped with ejection seats, the safety measures have often failed to prevent fatalities in these incidents, and most of the crews die. So it's pretty likely the crew died or was severely injured. Russian cyber specialists from the Main Intelligence Directory, or HUR, in collaboration with the BO hacker team, executed a significant cyber operation in Chelyabinsk in Russia. They targeted the Vega company, which is a crucial internet provider, and disabled 1,173 switches and 10 internet servers. The attack led to a substantial data loss on Vega's server and disrupted internet and communication services for strategic enterprises in the area, including the All-Russian Research and Scientific Institute of Technical Physics, what a Russian name, a key facility for Russian nuclear weapons development. The operation not only crippled communication capabilities, but also enabled the extraction of sensitive data, such as personal information of employees and documents related to the plant. The data could reveal how sanctions are being circumvented and identify individuals involved. The cyberstrike has caused concerns in Russia about potential disruptions to their state defense orders, and this was discussed in local like Telegram channels. Monobank, Ukraine's largest direct bank, is currently facing a significant challenge with an ongoing DDoS attack, or a distributed denial service attack, which has been going for 2 consecutive days. The bank's owner, Ola Horokhovsky, reported that the attacks resumed early in the morning following a brief cessation the previous night. I want to say this is like yesterday and today, but with around 3 billion service requests targeting the bank over the period. Horokhovsky suggested that the best support during this time would be donation to Ukraine's armed forces, implying that the attacks might be orchestrated by Russia or its affiliates based. This isn't the first instance of a cyber aggression on Monobank. A similar instance in January saw over 580 million service requests directed at the bank's systems. While Horokhovsky did not directly accuse anyone for the latest attack, it sounds like he accused Russia, so that seems like a weird comment. But both sides have engaged in numerous cyber operations against each other, and this is one of Russia's, primary methods to disrupt services in Ukraine is to go after Monobank. According to a recent report by the Ukrainian Naval Command, I've got no footage for this because the news is nothing's happening. As reported by Ukrinform, there are currently no Russian naval vessels on combat duty in the Black Sea or in the Sea of Azov. The report, which was dated 6 a.m. on Sunday, August 18th, also noted that in the Mediterranean Sea, there's only one Russian warship deployed, and it is not equipped with Caliber missiles. The report highlighted that activity in the Kerch Strait, where 5 vessels were mentioned crossing into the Black Sea, 4 of which continued towards the Bosphorus Strait. I think these are commercial ships. 9 ships crossed into the Sea of Azov, and 2 originated from the Bosphorus. This comes amid news that Russia plans to restrict commercial navigation in part of the Black Sea near Crimea. So yeah, absolutely no Russian military naval activity in the Black Sea this week, or I should say, as of Sunday 6 a.m. So yeah, good news. Ukraine won the boat wars, guys. So next topic is economy and aid. That was all the operational stuff. Definitely by far the biggest topic this week was the operational stuff. So economy and aid, the Irkutsk aviation plant has recently delivered new Su-30 M2 multi-role fighter jets to the Russian Defense Ministry, and this was announced by the Russia United Aircraft Corporation. These jets are an upgraded version of the ones currently in use by Russian aerospace forces and completed all required ground and flight tests to be assigned to their assigned locations. Details regarding the exact number of aircraft remain confidential, although a released video suggests at least 2 were prepared for deployment. The Su-30 M2 distinguished itself from its predecessor by using domestically produced components instead of imported ones, and features enhanced onboard electronic systems. Notable improvements include an increased range for detecting and identifying air targets, the addition of new precise weaponry capable of striking air, land, and sea targets, and previous models were equipped with French HUD indicators, which facilitated the display of information to the pilot. However, now they have an indigenous solution for that, apparently, as they've rolled these out. Moreover, the Su-30's weaponry includes the KAB-500 bomb, which houses a camera and gyroscope under its shell to provide real-time visual information to the pilot. It's been revealed that upcoming batches of Su-30 fighters will be equipped with newer engines, similar to those in the Su-35 and Su-57 models. Slovakia's Way Industries and Italy's FAE Group have initiated local production in Ukraine of their remote-controlled demining systems to expedite delivery and reduce logistical challenges. Idor Federico, an advisor to the Ukrainian Minister for Strategic Industries, highlighted that such localization efforts are crucial to meet the Ukrainian market's needs for demining equipment to swiftly amplify the cumbersome import paperwork. In the model, the PT300 D mine, D:9, is produced by the FAE Group, and the Bosenza 5 from Way Industries are both designed to clear areas of mines, cluster munitions, and other unexploded ordnance. The localization of these two systems not only supports quick access to necessary demining equipment in Ukraine, but also aligns with the needs of the state emergency services, which has affirmed the efficacy of these systems in field operations. There's a lot of mines to clear, so more of this equipment is more good. These efforts are supported by international charitable foundations as well as Ukrainian state funds. The need for around 300 such systems would be ideal to address the country's current mining requirements. The PT300D mine is noted for its robust features, including a powerful Caterpillar diesel engine and the ability to operate on numerous challenging terrains, while the Bosenza 5 has been a long-standing tool in Ukraine for demining, so they're very familiar with it. And it's equipped with a special rotating chain device for safe and efficient clearance operations. The European Commission, I was a little confused on this. I reported, I think, like last week about this, but I think what happened was like the money was agreed to be sent, and this week the money is confirmed sent. So if there's any confusion there, like, did I announce this last week? So sorry about that. The European Commission has recently dispersed nearly 4.2 billion to Ukraine as part of the first pillar of the Ukraine Facility Fund. This latest disbursement increases the total EU funding given to Ukraine under the facility to 12 billion euros. The funding allows for the fulfillment of 9 reform indicators, which include enhancements to public financial management, governance of state-owned enterprises, the business environment, energy, and demining. The reforms are part of the broader Ukraine plan aimed at supporting the country's development and integration with EU standards. The disbursement also includes previous payments of 6 billion in bridge financing and 1.9 billion in pre-financing, which is a rapid implementation of the EU plan by Ukraine. So that, in other words, they were very organized. They got the money dispersed very quickly. On July 13th, the Ukrainian government announced a series of initiatives aimed at decentralizing power generation within the country. These measures are part of a newly approved Sustainable Energy National Action Plan, which has been extended until 2030. A key target of the plan is to have sustainable energy sources contribute 27% to the nation's energy production by 2030. To support the target, the government has set an annual quota to encourage businesses that produce energy from alternative services beginning in 2024. This includes a schedule for pilot auctions occurring this year to distribute the quota among power generating facilities. The total annual support for the subsidy is around 110 megawatts, which is 11 megawatts for solar plants, 88 megawatts for wind, and 11 megawatts for alternative energy sources. The power generation facilities that win the auctions are expected to begin delivering electricity to the national grid by 2025, and this will mark a significant step in Ukraine's efforts to enhance energy independence amidst Russian attacks on its infrastructure. And I want to say that the private energy firm, one of the energy firms in Ukraine, like already bid on some of these some of this capacity. So, and that, like, it sold out very quickly. So overall, and another report was that there's no power shortages today on Sunday. So I would say overall, like, the power situation, like, looking all things considered, of course, like, pretty good. So yeah, up next is my last topic for the week, which is just stuff happening in Russia. So I'll go ahead and cover that. On August 15th, Russia's Emergency Situations Ministry announced a federal emergency in Belgorod Oblast due to an ongoing conflict as Ukraine's military action in the area reached its 10th day. The region borders both Ukraine and Russia's Kursk Oblast. The situation intensified when Ukrainian armed forces entered Kursk Oblast on August 6th, with Ukraine later claiming control over 74 settlements in the area by August 13th. The governor of Belgorod, Vyacheslav Gladkov, declared a regional emergency on August 14th and described the local conditions as extremely difficult and stated plans to request federal intervention. Following this announcement, the Russian government held a special meeting where they confirmed the declaration of the federal emergency. Emergency Minister Alexander Kurnikov highlighted the region's efforts in providing aid to those affected, but noted the scope of the situation was beyond the local government's capability to handle independently. They also addressed concerns about rising prices for essential goods in the area and directed the Federal Anti-Monopoly Service to control the situation. Recent attacks involving, we all know about that. Around 11,000 residents from one district in the oblast, Krasnoyarzansky district, and another district of around 14,000 people have been evacuated. A recent report from Citizen Labs and Access Now has identified a sophisticated spearfishing campaign, which is a hacking technique attributed to the Russian hacker group Cold Driver, which is believed to be linked to Russia's FSB. The campaign has been targeting critics of the Kremlin in Russia and the West, including Russian opposition figures, NGOs, and Western diplomats like the former ambassador to Ukraine, Stephen Pfeiffer. The attackers used personalized deceptive emails appearing to come from known contacts of the targets and included work-related content like proposals or articles to lure the targets into clicking on malicious links embedded in PDF attachments. The method allowed them to collect data from the victim's systems. The effectiveness of the phishing emails was noted as very high, with many recipients believing they were genuine communication with colleagues. In addition to targeting high-profile individuals, the campaign also aimed at several U.S. think tanks, indicating a broad and likely ongoing threat. The report emphasizes the potential that many more individuals and groups have been targeted than those specifically identified in their findings. Probably need to have another little IT meeting at Tochnyi, guys. So this last section, this is like 3 little items. I would classify it all under things are not going well in the Russian Far East. So that's the little like subheading of this section. A Russian T-22 M3 bomber crashed during a routine flight over Siberia's Irkutsk region, resulting in the death of 1 crew member, despite initial reports that all crew had ejected safely. The crash occurred in an uninhabited area and didn't cause any damage on the ground. Videos on social media showed the aircraft catching fire in midair with a technical malfunction suspected as the cause. Although the region's governor initially reported that all 4 crew members parachuted to safety, he later confirmed the death of 1 pilot. The exact cause of the crash is now being investigated. A significant earthquake of magnitude 7 occurred off the coast of Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula, impacting the region on early Sunday. The earthquake originated at a depth of 50 kilometers and was centered approximately 90 kilometers east of the region's capital, Petropavlovsk-Kamchatsky. Following the event, the U.S. National Tsunami Warning Center issued and then retracted a tsunami warning. However, local authorities didn't issue any tsunami alert. In response to the earthquake, tremors were felt along the coast, prompting local emergency teams to inspect buildings for damage. The region is part of a seismically volatile area known as the Ring of Fire, which encircles the Pacific Ocean, and it experienced several less intense aftershocks. Kamchatka, the region houses 24 active volcanoes. In Russia's Far East, including Khabarovsk and Primorye, which encompasses Vladivostok, that region experienced blackouts on Friday following region-wide power outage drills. The drills were reportedly scheduled by the local energy ministry in Primorye as a test involving the shutdown of a high-voltage power line. Despite preparation, unexpected equipment failures at the thermal power plants led to further outages, resulting in the Far Eastern distribution company DRSK declaring a blackout. The situation caused disruptions, leaving people stranded in traffic, shopping malls, and elevators. Acting Energy Minister of Primorye described the timing of the outage as coincidental and assured that power restoration efforts were underway, with expectations to have electricity fully restored by Friday evening. So that was like last week. Additionally, the regional governor confirmed that the cold water supply would be reinstated overnight. Despite these efforts, around 600 households remain without power and without any cold water in Vladivostok by late Friday, as per the local media there.